Today, I'll be introducing the new book that I called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Volume Missy 427, created by Sullivan Neal. This is the table of content I will be going over for today. The chapter 1 will be the introduction. It will be talking about a little bit of me, what's my major is, what do I do for a living. In chapter 2, I will be talking about the concept of know what you don't know, because in class we talk about this a lot and how relevant and important it is for the class. Chapter 3, it's going to talk about the worst thing happened unexpectedly, just because we learn about project manager and how you can't really avoid all of the things that could happen in the future, because there's going to be things that would be out of your control. In chapter 4, it will be talking about human error is the imperfection of technology, because technology is always an advantage for the society. It's just the fact that humans overuse them and abuse them. In chapter 5, I will be talking about the discussion that we do every week, and the discussion I chose is the online life after you die. And finally, for the epilogue, I will be talking about the major takeaways and my thanks to the professor after the great semester that we have. And before I go digging deeper into what I've learned in class, I will be talking about myself a little bit. I'm from University of Delaware. I'm going to be graduating in the fall. I'm a business management major, and I work in Mikimoto's Japanese restaurant for over 7 years. And I love to eat sushi, and I was born in Indonesia. And one thing that most people find it surprising is that I own a motorcycle. For chapter 2, I will be going into more details about the quotation I found very interesting from the book that says, know what you don't know. Before attending this class, I never heard this saying to know what you don't know. But after putting more thought into it, now I know how important it is to know your strength and weakness in life. So in the future, one can strengthen their weaknesses for a better outcome in life. For example, in my case, my strength is that since I'm from Indonesia, I speak 2 languages. One can use this as a strength, but there could also be a threat for your strength, because in other culture you could easily misunderstand some terminology they use in that one culture. I know we use a lot of SWOT analysis for many business organizations. When we're analyzing, we tend to just do a SWOT analysis for them, find out what their strength is, their weakness, opportunities, and threats. But for this quotation of know what you don't know, one can do a SWOT analysis for yourself in order for you to better understand your strengths and weakness. Not only it could apply to businesses, but SWOT analysis could also be applied to yourself and for any human being. For chapter 3, this chapter will focus on the quotation that says, the worst things happen unexpectedly. In class, I learned how project manager cannot avoid all the threats that can happen. For example, an uncontrollable event like weather, lack of talent in the field, and how luck plays an important role in life. I know we talk about how the poker scenario that we read from one of the chapter, how however good your hand is, there will be always a chance. There still always be a chance that you can possibly lose. And how to prepare yourself from the unexpected. Well, first thing that you need to do will be dividing the issues, and always have a backup plan. Insurance is always important. to make sure that you have a list of what you know and don't know, going back to the chapter 1 and how important it is, and finally you must define the scope of the project. These topics are very important to me just because this could be helpful in the future when I find a job, to make sure that I know my weaknesses, to make sure that I know what I'm signing up for, so I can always be better prepare myself when I go into an interview. For chapter 4, it would conclude how human error is the imperfection of technology. In class, we talk about how one of the students' tech update is about drone technology, how it has a positive impact and a negative impact for the society. One of the positive impact for this drone technology, that it could be used as to get a better view of a building on fire, and another positive impact was a better game experience in football, just so referee could see a better clip of what's going on in the game. One good example that I've experienced in life would be while I'm working, people would always be texting on their phone, and they become a lot more distracted while they're working. They tend to lose focus and not paying attention to the table. For example, I work in a restaurant. People would have their Apple Watch with them, and every time they get a text message, they would get their messages through their watch. And having this technology on their hand, it creates distraction because they're not only focusing on customers and giving out a great service, but they're also focusing on their phone and only worrying about their cell phones. Another concept of human error is the imperfection of technology is that the first day of class we saw this video of how a person overused their cell phone and missed out on an opportunity in their life. This video was very dramatic in the type of way because the only thing that was shown in this video was all of the negative impact, how people always on their cell phones and how they missed out on things that's going on outside of their life other than inside of the screen. Human error is always the imperfection of technology because people could always come up with a better advanced technology, but it's just the way the human uses it. Regardless of what human come up with, there's always going to be a positive impact and a negative impact for the society. In this chapter, I will be going over about the online discussion that we do every week that talks about online life after you die. Before having to read this article, I was not aware at all of what will happen to my social media account after I die. And after reading this article, I found out that there's actually people out there that takes care of your social media account if you want your social media account to be updated still, and the people still get paid from this. And I find it very surprisingly that people actually make something out of nothing and transferring it into an opportunity to make money. And I also learned that the importance of managing after that social media is that, one, you could avoid identity theft. Another thing you could do in Facebook would be to appoint a legacy contact. And finally, it could be used as a digital memory for family and significant others. And finally, overall, I learned a lot from this final semester that flew by very fast. I have learned a lot because of the many real-life lessons I have taken away from this class. For example, knowing what you don't know and to always do the right thing so one can sleep at night. And a special thank you to our professor, Dr. Andrea Everett, for the great semester so far, and for always making the 3 hours long class very interesting. It was a privilege to be in your class because you have taught me so much to prepare myself better in the real world. The end.